Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make Southern-style chicken and dumplings. There are two different styles of chicken and dumplings out there. One is a more European style where there's this fluffy, puffy little biscuit dough dumpling that floats on top. The other is Southern style where there's a flat, noodle-like biscuit dumpling that is cooked within the soup itself. And that's what I'm going to show you how to make today. Get about a tablespoon of olive oil heating in a large pot over medium-high heat. And then we're going to add in all of the ingredients for a mirepoix. So you'll need 1 white diced onion. You'll need about 3 stalks of sliced celery, and then 3 sliced carrots. Get that all in there, and we're going to saute this until the vegetables start to get soft, about 5 minutes. You want just a little bit of color on those, and then we'll add in about 3 cloves of minced garlic, and those will need about a minute to saute and release their flavor. Then we'll place 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts right on top of that, and then you'll pour in 6 cups of chicken broth and bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to medium-low and let it simmer until the chicken is tender and easily shredded with a fork, which will take about 20 minutes. In the meantime, we'll make our dumplings. The dumplings are fairly simple. You'll start by pouring 2 cups of all-purpose flour into a mixing bowl, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then you want to whisk this together. Then you'll add in half a cup of chilled shortening and use a pastry cutter to cut this all in. You kind of have to get the blob working around there in the flour. You want to keep rocking that pastry cutter back and forth, cutting your shortening into the flour mixture until they're in really tiny little pieces and the mixture resembles sand or cornmeal. You could also do this in a food processor, which is a lot easier. Then you'll want to slowly pour in 1 cup of either milk or buttermilk. Either one works, until the dough comes together. You may need to add a little bit more flour to the dough to get it to be a workable consistency. And then you want to roll it out on a lightly floured surface until it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Then you can cut your dumplings into whatever shape you'd like, but a maybe 1 inch by 2 inch long strip is always a good choice. I just use a butter knife to cut that dough. You should end up with a nice little pile of dumpling dough. You can do thinner strips or squares, it really doesn't matter. It's all a matter of personal preference. At this point, your chicken should be just about cooked. Grab the 3 chicken breasts out of the pot, and we'll get the carrots and celery and onion and keep those in the pot as much as possible. And then we're just gonna chop these up into little bite-sized pieces. And then I'm just gonna add that chicken back into the pot. Then I'm gonna add in a little seasoning with a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and you can adjust that to your own personal taste. Then 2 cups of milk to make this a little more creamy. And I'm gonna add in a little cornstarch slurry, which is 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, and it's mixed with about a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to stir this all in. The cornstarch slurry is going to thicken things up so that the soup base will be thick and creamy. Bring it back to a simmer and then add in your little pieces of dumpling dough. Just let it simmer for 20 minutes until the dumplings are cooked through, and then you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.